Hello, right, you've got essential reporting today, and I thought I'd try a different medium than a random, slightly, apparently passive-aggressive, is it? I don't know, I've used punctuation. Apparently that's not the done thing, and capital letters. Anyway, thought I'd send you a video about today. So, couple of top tips. Did you know the average reading age for an adult in the UK is 10 years old? 10 years old. Please bear that in mind when you're writing your assessment. If you write in simple, clear sentences with a simple structure that a 10-year-old could get, maybe 11, then you'll be doing the right thing. If you get too complicated, too detailed, in an overly complex way that doesn't make sense, that's not clear, then that makes it more difficult. The intro. Some of you, when I've been reading the stuff you've done previously, it's like an Agatha Christie kind of shock at police presence at home, or tragedy strikes cyclist. No, the intro is super simple. Think about the 10-year-old. What's happened? Who's it happened to? Where's it happened? If you have just those 3 W's out of the W's you need, then you're most of the way there. So think about that. The who, what, where, when, why. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. Remember the 5 is the H, the hand. Those are the key things to have when you're writing your first bits. So think about your intro. Simple sentence explaining what's happened. Second line is more detail. You don't need to tell me the age of the person in the first sentence, but that age might be in your second sentence. Why do we have something like age? Because as soon as you put the age, it makes things a bit more real, right? An audience, a reader can think, oh, that could be me, you know, if they're my age, or if they're your age, you know. 21-year-old girl might mean more to you, but 40-year-old man might be more to me. Yeah, I know, I'm moisturised. Right, next things to tell you about. So simple sentences, intro needs to be clear, and like just very clearly explaining, no waffle. If you've got information from the police and that trumps the witness, like we had in last week's practice, then why would you not go with the police facts? We don't need wishy-washy stuff, just be clear. So 11-year-old or 10-year-old, clear sentences. Quotes. So we need to hear from people. News is about people. People are interesting. Councils announcing stuff, charities announcing stuff, that's boring. But the people who've done the thing for the charity, the council worker who's done the thing, the witness who tells us something, that's interesting. So think about how you're framing your story. Are you telling us about a person who's done something that then relates to the council, a charity, whatever? Or are you saying a charity has announced the donation? It's not as strong as woman sails the Atlantic for charity and gives money, right? One of those is good and one of those is boring. One of them you want to know more about, one of them is just an announcement. So think about how you're framing it. It's about people. Stories are about people. So what have we got so far? Simple, clear intro, simple writing, stories are about people. Read question 1 in its entirety before you start. So all of question 1. Don't read question 2 yet. Just read a question 1 and write your simple story. And if you get asked for a headline, do that after you've done your story, because you'll have written your story then. You'll have your header into the story. I can't emphasize that enough. If you're wasting minutes and minutes and minutes writing a headline, then you're wasting time. If you really, really want to write that headline, then do it after your intro, because your intro essentially is your headline. In fact, your headline and your intro might be almost identical minus prepositions. So, you know, a woman from Salford has sailed across the Atlantic and raised £2,000 for British Heart Foundation, right? And the headline might be, Salford woman sails Atlantic for charity. See the difference? One of them's a full sentence and the other one's just the key bits of information. And finally, going back to that structure and stuff, the analogy I used in my lectures has been, or in our lectures, me and Helen and me and Sarah, let's say 2 of your mates go on a night out and they get together, right? and you're like, oh my God, you've got the hot gossip and you want to tell everyone the hot gossip, all right? What will you tell them? You tell them that Jenny and Dave, did you hear about what happened to Jenny and Dave? They got together last night. Can you believe it? We were out and just got together, right? Simple. You wouldn't say, did you hear about Jenny and Dave? Well, Jenny, she's 20 and Dave's 21 and they were on the dance floor and that song came on that we all liked. I don't know any modern music, do I? Sabrina Carpenter came on, right? And they were listening to that. And she had a Coke and he had a gin. And I think it was like a peach flavored gin, which I haven't seen for a long time. You wouldn't do that. If you told a story like that, people would think you were insane. You stick to the clear information at the beginning and you trickle that bit of information later on. Maybe later on, when you're telling the story to your friends about how Jenny and Dave got together, you might mention, oh yeah, they really like Sabrina Carpenter. That's something they got in common. And you know what? That was a song that was on the dance floor. Maybe that's what got them together. But right at the start, you'd give the facts. Did you hear about Jenny and Dave? They got together last night. Right? The who? Jenny and Dave. The what? They got together. When was it? Last night. Simple. You tell simple stories all the time. Do that in your news writing and you'll be fine. Goodbye. Oh yes, and this was an Easter egg.